All right, welcome back to another Watch Dylan build an Angular Universal Web App. We're on episode 19, which means if we've been averaging 2 hours episode, that's almost a full 40 hours just online, which is pretty cool. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to continue on setting up our details page. We're also going to refactor a bit of the application. But before we do that, let's do a quick shout out to my latest course, the 100 Front-End Interview Questions Challenge. You can get for $9.99 using coupon code CodingGod in the description below. Help you prep for those front-end interviews. And if you're like, hey, you know what, man, I feel pretty good, but I'm stuck on the whiteboard, check out the 100 Algorithm Challenge, which will help you get up and going in that as well. So you get both those for just $9.99 using the coupon code CodingGod, or go in the description below and just use the link. And you can help me out in the process. But with that being said, as always, let's go ahead and jump to our Trello board and see what we got a work in progress. So we still need to finish up the video component and the video playlist, and we need to refine this a little bit. We have some bugs, and then here we need to continue to build on this. What is it that we're building? We are building a we're just cleaning up the topics page. How's it going? We web code, and as always, let's go ahead and launch our application. Documents, video docs, git bash. So npm start. And then let's make sure we didn't break any tests before we went to bed last night. Launch our test in the bottom here, as always. Kasan, what's going on, man? Kasan, you've been consistently showing up, man. That's good. All right, so been watching videos for a while. First time jumping into live. Yeah, we're building an Angular application right now. There's eventually going to need to be a CRUD service that we're going to need to set up. Category component. Yeah. So let's go back to here real quick. Basically, what we're doing is we're creating a duplicate of the category page. So here's our category page, which playlist ID was undefined. Somehow we broke our video playlist. So let's go take a look at that. So if we go to our views folder, and then we go to components, we should have a video playlist component, playlist ID. Here it is. So this is actually params.category ID. This was one of the things I changed at the end. There we go. I should probably write a test around that. We can come back to that. So you can see our test here failed, which is good, which means that we need to go into here. Looks like we already have a test associated with it. So our test was flawed. We had a test, updates playlist, but our test was flawed because I changed a bunch of values. This is why we have tests. Well, you have to write them properly. Cool. I wonder if we could do what a test coverage is on here. Jasmine Angular test coverage. I'm just curious what our test coverage is, because I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job. Not perfect, but I feel like we've been. Let's see if we can get our test coverage. code coverage. ng test dash dash code coverage. Let's see what it says, just to see where we're at. We might have to go set this up. Alright, so if this works as I think it's going to, based off what's going on here, we should have a code coverage file. That's not too bad. Look at that. So our coverage summary, I'm not sure what it means by branches, but I mean, in terms of having pretty good test coverage, I mean, I know that there's some things that I probably missed, but we've been writing tests as we go along, and we basically have 80+% in everything. So we have some additional tests that we need to write, clearly. My goal for any application that I work on is to have a test coverage of about 100%. Or excuse me, of 90+%, and we're pretty close to that. So I probably missed a few as I've been narrating this, but I'm pretty happy with that. All right, cool. I just want to see that real quick. See how we've been doing. All right, so we did this, and then we added this new path called topics/array. And you can see we're starting to build it out. Looks good. But the next thing that we need to do is build out our page so it looks more like this. Before we do that, let's actually inject a video component into our category page. Gonna lurk and listen in the background. Hey, I'm about that lurk and life. I can respect that. I actually want to rewrite some of this. The idea being that I'm okay with this being its own container, but these books, I don't think we're gonna have an individual book. Like, yo, where are my books? Your boy broke something last night. I'll tell you what. Oh man, what happened? I broke my... Where's my books? Alright, let's see what's going on here. So here's our... You know what? Let's look at our grid real quick. I might have broken something in the grid and not noticed it. So we have books, and then we have sidebar. Yeah, I broke that. That's what happened here. Alright. It doesn't matter. We're gonna actually gut all this out of here anyhow. So let's go to our I'm gonna take all of this out. Ya boy. What's going on, man? Let's just comment this out. Let's do courses real quick, because courses is gonna be quicker. Oh there. What was I doing? Sometimes you look back at this, you're like, I was clearly tired when I was working on this right here. So let's do this. And let's go ahead and make that a div. All right, let's jump back to here. We'll make that a div. Wait a second. Actually, so we'll get rid of the section. I got it now. We'll have ID courses. Hashtag courses. And then instead of this article, we'll just have a div. And then in this div, we'll make this have a class equal to course. All right, and then dot course. Now, if I did all that right, and we go back to category component.html, we have app.courses. Almost. Almost there. I think it's because we commented this out. We broke this. God, I wish we didn't break this. And then what I could do. Alright, so you really don't want to break too many parts of the application at once when it comes to CSS specifically. Get rid of that. Oh my goodness. What did I do? So we have our breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, check. We have our header, check. We have our video. We don't have our video. Video container, ID video. What does it think is here? Alright, so that's just stretching. So the video's fine. But for some reason it thinks the books are here, which clearly isn't right. You know what you do when you get to situations like this? Get stash. How's it going? Or it was, oh, you know what? I forgot to fix that category bug, didn't I? It's going. I just figured out that I broke something in my refactoring here. But it's okay. We're gonna start fresh. First, we gotta fix our UI. So I basically broke my UI as I was doing this, and we gotta go back to the playlist ID. We'll commit that change before we move forward. We gotta fix some grid stuff real quick. I broke it when I was playing with it last night. Not a huge deal, just part of the process. Alright, cool. So we fixed that. Alright. Alright, now before we do anything, we have a bug here with our books. That's what we want to fix. Tackle one thing at a time, and then once we get it back to the state that it needs to be in. You can see it's right behind it, right? It's just all jacked up. So almost there. Why does that break it? I genuinely have no idea why that's not working. Maybe books isn't the issue. Maybe it's courses. Okay, there we go. Almost there. This is now just wrapping when it shouldn't be. So yeah, smooth scroll is pretty simple. So like, if you don't need to use vanilla.js or React reference. What you can do is scroll behavior. So what I would do is put this This is one of the few things I put on everything. Scroll behavior smooth, and then what you can reference is inner HTML tags. So, you know, something like this. So remember remember this has an ID of courses? I'll give you an example. This has an ID of courses, right? Now I did some special stuff, but more or less it'll work similar. See how it shifted to it? There you go. That's how you do it. Smooth scroll and internal references. Alright, so let's jump back to what we were doing. Just fixing what we broke. Let's just go to books. Dash template dash column. 1FR. Alright. That's fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to move all that book stuff. Now that we fixed it, we're going to move all of that. I think scroll behavior doesn't work in all browsers, so I think it doesn't work in Safari. I don't give a shit about supporting Safari, so... But yeah, you could also have that reference and then jump the window to it, and then what you would do is you would pixelate it over time. Now, depending on your framework, so like if you're using Angular, I had to enable some stuff so that so one thing I bring this up because if you're doing React, you're gonna have a router. You might have a router issue, so you might have to do some dependency stuff. So when I set it up here, I had to add some special settings for the Angular router module. You might have to do something similar for React router, so keep that in mind. But yeah, you just want to use anchor tags with local references, with hashtags and stuff like that. So your href would reference hashtag some ID. So that's all you need to do. And then set the scroll behavior. But I think... like scroll behavior. So like... So yeah, Safari doesn't use it. Chrome, Firefox, Edge, all works. So even Opera. But if you care about supporting Safari, like if you're like it has to work for Safari users, which isn't that big. Like I closed it, but what percent? It depends on your audience, right? Actually, I think can I use? Will tell us what percent of users are scroll behavior. Total global usage is 0.01%. 1.41, 1.1. So about 2% of users, 2.5% of users won't have smooth scroll. I have multiple block level divs. Can the second div use the third to the fourth, etc.? Yeah, what you would do is just have a anchor tag that goes to them. You don't need to jump around. You just have a reference to it. So like your link, say you had a link here. In my case, it would be hashtag courses. When I click it, if there's an ID, courses, like there was, it's going to append it to the top here. And then it's going to say, hey, go to this route. And then see if there's an ID on the page called courses and take me to it. So that's all you have to do. And then if you want it to be smooth, you just set the smooth scroll property. And I just set it on to all. All right. So now that we've done that, let's go to go to app book. Which is in our shared. We might actually name that books. Rename this. with an S. Alright, so there's that. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Get rid of this. I don't really think we need an input. Well, I guess we could take an input of books. So if we go here and we made this books, and then this would be a book array, and then this is just equal to an empty array. That's fine. Alright, cool. And then here we put this ng4, except we put on the ID here. Set of category.books, just books, and then app card. All right, and now in category, app-book. In here we put for books, it's equal to category.books. All right, let's see how this looks. Yeah, I'm no doctor. I'm pretty sure that didn't do what we wanted. Can't need property rate of undefined. All right. Oh, I see. All right, a little bit better. It looks like it connected all our stuff. Now we just have to fix our category CSS. Should we have hashtag books ID equal to books? Let's go ahead and close this. Cool. All right, so now we just have to fix this by going to here. Jumping back over her. I'm gonna paste. What was I using this for? Alright, so this is our article. Why I made this an article, I have no idea. So we have our book content, and then we have our book details. So our article would be 1FR, 1FR. No, this is what it is. It's our app dash card. And then display grid dash template columns 1FR, 1FR. So eventually it'll be full stack, but right now I have so much to do on the front end. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm mocking out the front end, and then given that oh my god, it's driving me nuts. So app dash card 1FR, 1FR. my goodness. But yeah, eventually, we're sort of building the front end first because it helps me visualize what the JSON structure needs to be like, and then we can go and build the actual application. So before we do anything, I'm gonna comment out a lot of this stuff. Sorry, we have some grid issues now. I'm moving this around. It happens. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Cool. What the hell? Alright. I'm gonna get this, don't worry. Well, that clearly didn't do it. Okay, I see. So we just need to wrap this real quick. Div hashtag books dash container. ng dash content. No, ng container. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. I just want this big screen. Sometimes it's easier. You get this big screen, I have to switch back and forth. Alright, and then... Oh, we actually need this to be a div. Hashtag book. And so... And then here we have hashtag books dash container. And the books container has a display of grid dash template area, template columns 1 fr, 1 fr. Alright, what are the odds that that works? Unexpected closing tag div. Oh. Grid dash gap. 10 pixels. There we go. Alright. Took me a second. Now what I want to do next is eventually I ended up wrapping this at a certain media query. I want to do that again. So see. I don't think this is wrapping because this is hard-coded, which we'll have to come back to. But in the meantime, set some stuff up. All right, cool. Easy enough. So we got our back to square one. All right. Let's go ahead and commit that real quick. All right. So we refactored that book, but actually what I want to do is now that it's books, I want to rename it. Just so I think it's more, I think it's correct to rename this to Do you think full stack is much more for the hobbyist since most companies' work is much more specific at front end and back end? I think so. I think generally speaking, most people are going to be better suited to one or the other. I'm a good example of that. I could do some back end, I could do some front end, but I'm generally much more suited to the front end because that's where I spend the majority of my time, and that's where they would want me to spend the majority of my time. But typically speaking, it might be easier for you to get hired as one or the other. And because they feel like they can throw you in either. But yeah, I would say that most companies, like how I would break it down is like into percentage. Like how much back end do I do? Right now it's like 10%. So it's like a 90 to 10 sort of difference. Because where I can provide the most value is in the front end. Right now anyhow. Alright, so let's see if we relaunch that. And then we go to our category component. Alright, cool. We can get rid of this. You can see how this is already cleaned up, right? We have one-line components in our page here. It's made up of multiple parts, but you know, it's starting to look like we actually know what we're doing here. Oh. But yeah, that's not true for every company. So I would say as you move up, working in the working world is so funny because as you move up, you do less work, it feels like at times. But earlier on in your career, they much more want to grind you dry. All right, we did that. Everything still seems to work. Let's go ahead and refactor this app card. Or app courses. So all we're going to do here really is put this ID courses onto app courses. And then we're going to take this. We're going to delete that. We're going to save. And then we are going to go into components. I think it's in shared. And we are going to take this. Looks like everything's cleaned up there. I went for a dev job and got hired as a manager. The world is weird. Yeah. And it's funny. I have people like, well, this role, you're getting paid like you have 5 years experience, but you have 3. I was like, dude, I'm better than the people that have 20. So what's up? Like, in the technologies you want to hire me for, you know, what do you want? Age and experience is just a number, man. I ask the same questions when I interview people, whether they have 20 years of experience, if they have 5 years of experience, or 0 years of experience. I want to make sure that you can just do the job. And so when people reject me because I don't have React experience, it's like, do you really think I can't do the role? You really think I couldn't learn React in like the fundamentals in like 2 hours and then continue to get better over the next 2 weeks? Of course I could. And it's not just me talking. I can, we can back it up, right? So, unfortunately, not so many people back it up nowadays. Cool. All right, so this is working. We cleaned up category a little bit, and last but not least, I think what we want to do here, I'm okay with this because this is going to be a combination of 2 things, and right now I think that's fine. So up next, now that we got, I want to get a video in here. All right, so where's our video component? Yeah. Whenever a recruiter tells me that if they reach out to me like, well, I don't know how you're getting that, and I don't think I can get you that, I was like, good, then you ain't the recruiter for me, dog, because we try and keep it pushing. All right. I want to do better. I don't want to do the average. I don't want to do below average. I want to be above market rate always, and so should you. And if you just are looking for easy sales, like, look, man, I'm an easy sell, but I cost money. I don't do this for free. I enjoy it, but I'm trying to get the highest hourly income that I can get. I got bills, I got family, I got pets. All right, so let's close all that. All right, now we want to go to our, let's actually submit that. So category views, topic, got component. All right, so basically what we want to do is we want to do arrays, or topic slash arrays. Part of the reason we want to do this is we need to start setting our stuff up here. So let's just start comparing. We have views. These are going to be identical to start. And the reason for it is they're identical right now. But eventually, I imagine they'll differ. So I'm okay setting this up. All right, so we have our sidebar. Let's go to our topic components. Actually, you know what? It's inheriting the same style sheet, so I think we can just do this. Yep. That should be good. We do app courses. And then category books. There's that. And finally, category tab containers. All right, cool. So our topics arrays looks pretty similar to what it is that we were trying to do here. Now, I think we should add ads to this. We're gonna add ads, so I mean like we should do it pretty soon. I still have to fix this Facebook. Use Commander, please. Sam there. All right. So I haven't made this responsive yet, but I will. All right, so I'm gonna drag that over. Let's fix the video playlist. So one thing I tried to do earlier was make it so that this video playlist had a scroll, and it completely blew up. It did not like it at all. So I set like on this div, I set a max height of 550 pixels, and then it went off the page, which is not what I was expecting. And then here we do something like vertical overflow Y scroll. Oh my god, that's ugly. That's real. That's the ugly. Whew. That's ugly. Let's go ahead and fix that vertical scroll. I don't even know how. How do you customize? Okay. So first thing we need to do here is we need to close this, close this. Let's open this. I think we can use this now. And let's go to our playlist component. We're going to make a custom vertical scroll, and we're going to fix this so that it has a nice scroll. Really wanted about 550 pixels tall. What am I looking for? I am looking for components, video playlist, CSS. All right, cool. So let's bring this up as well. So you can see we have this header and then the UL. So we want to target the UL. And here, I want to set the max width to like 500 pixels. We'll play around with this number once we see what it looks like with the video. I think I put it, now that I think about it, I think I put it on the video playlist. Oh, it's max height. Alright, so here we go with this. Have a good day. I haven't been having too many good days, to be fully honest with you. Overflow. Y. That's not bad. I could get down with that. Do you want a custom scroll bar on it, though? Is that really what that looks like? Yeah, no, I think it's just in that browser. That's what it looks like. Alright, so we're going to custom that scroll. Alright, so... Alright, so let's try this. Alright, so on our UL, I'm just following some tutorial right now. We're gonna set, and this is doing nothing because it doesn't show me a scroll bar because it's garbage. Alright, so the scroll bar seven different pseudo elements. Alright, so width, let's just try this. 50 pixels. Oh, you know what? These are pseudo elements. This is why it didn't work. Okay, so now that we set that, we need to give it a color. Do you know how to use Python for web dev? No, I don't. There we go, son. Set that background color. All right. All right, we're there. I know what to do now. Honestly, you know what we should do? We should do this for the whole app. If we're gonna do it, make it similar and everything. So let's go to styles.scss. Alright, and then we have 10 pixels. And we'll make it. That looks a little light. So let's go, now that we know how to do some of this stuff, let's go look at custom scroll bars for inspiration. Kind of like that. Something like this is probably. So I'm doing a little research now. That's not a bad idea. Where we don't necessarily have any color, but instead, I'll make this like 10px. We have a floating piece where yeah, I could get down with that. Let me do so that. Let's try this. There we go. Try like 5 pixels. And then border radius 5 pixels. Alright, 10 pixels fine. We'll do height 10%. 10 pixels. One pixel? How do we control the thumb? I think this needs to be slightly bigger for the body here. Actually, this is what I meant to change. I want to make it like 10 pixels for that. I want a little bit bigger. Oh, I don't want it that tall, man. That's so big. I guess it's completely based on how tall the page is, right? That might be a little bit too much green. Let's see, instead of green, what if we did red? Do I have a red? Yellow? Ooh, I don't know about yellow. White? That white's fire. I think it might be blue. Yeah, I think on here also we put another 5 pixels so that it doesn't touch. And then we could even do, if we and hover, we'll then make the background, we do like red. Alright, we don't necessarily want it to be red, right? We want to take blue and make it slightly darker. Is there a reason I use VS Code over versus Community? What do you mean Community? I'm not familiar with Community. All right. I always forget what the transition properties are. It's so we're going to transition on background over 2 seconds. Visual Studio Community Edition? What do I need Visual Studio for? It's just a lot slower. It's a lot more boilerplate. I have everything I need in Visual Studio Code. Literally, there's a debugger built into it. Git. Extensions. I just don't need another 20 gigs on my Visual Studio. Is not a lightweight IDE. It does stuff. Doesn't do enough. So let's do this. Border dash left 1px solid black. See if that. Yeah, I like that. So instead of black, let's see whatever color this is. Transition all. 0.3 seconds. All right. Transition all. Ease in out. Now go, son. Yeah, I don't know. That should work. It could just be that transition CSS WebKit dash scroll bar. Let's see if it works. You know what? Let's try this. Let's see, we got a JS fiddle here. Alright, so the container here has overflow Y scroll, overflow X hidden, and the transition is on the container. Alright, let's see here. So if I'm following this correctly, the transition's on the container, which in our case is the body here. So let's just focus on the body real quick. So we'll take this out. So we have our WebKit scroll bar. And on hover, we want that to happen. But our transition is actually right here. All right. Bro, how do you make money from code? I mean, the majority of my money come from my job, man. So we have we'll get it. Don't worry, we'll get it. Am I going crazy? This is the same thing, right? Now, is this... That's on the HTML tag. It's not on the body. How to get views on YouTube, consistency. Alright, let's see if that works this time. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to our transition. And we'll say all. And then what was it? 0.3 ease and out. It's definitely doing something. I don't think it's doing what we want it to do, though. Alright, let's see if it has something to do. Instead of background color, let's just do width, because we know we can change width, right? Or we'll change... There's no height here. Just paid to go Dev Mountain? Be scared? Good. Be ready to put in the time, man. As long as you put in the time in, there's nothing to be scared of. So let's try this. Border dash radius 0, because we know we can change that. Does that change? Oh, it changed instantly though. I don't. Yeah, it looks like the transition. You have to do some hacks. Great videos, by the way. Thanks. So to add this on here, it looks like we have to do some hacky stuff. So let's see here. Damn, that's fire. They have. You know what I should do? I should go CSS Tricks. I'm pretty sure they have a custom one. Let me see what you're working with, dog. Oh, he doesn't have any. No hover effect. So I'm doing a little research right now, trying to figure out for. I don't want our. All right. For the sake of argument, let's take this and just see if we comment all of this out, and then we comment all of this out, and we just test instead of container. Yep. And well then, none of that shit worked, did it? I think it's because it's the HTML. I think specifically that's why. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. I think we got it looking pretty nice. Yeah, I think that looks nice. And then I think I wanted to make it a little bit thicker for that one, did I? What's this height? And then no, I mean, look, I can get the hover effect to work. I just can't get the animation to trigger. The hover effect's fine. Like, look, this is fine. We got all that to work. Except that was I'm gonna put it on the other thing though. We got all like we already got this to work on the thumb. The issue is the transition doesn't work. I don't know why that's not working now. Why you break? Anyhow, I'm cool with what we got here. So background color blue is fine. We'll save that. You should inherit it. Cool. Border radius is fine. Actually, looks good though, right? It's not bad for a little custom bar. We can, if we really wanted to play around with it a little bit more, we probably could. I don't even know what we'd want to do, to be honest. I suppose we could add a background color, like a light gray. So like, I suppose we could do that. So like, that wouldn't look too bad. So what color is this? So this is this one. And then if we wanted to add a nice little background color, so this would be background dash color. I think I'm okay with that. And then we'll change let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think it looks a little better. What if we did this? Damn, that's fire. Look at that. Let me see something. I might do this though. That light gray might be a little bit too light, huh? Yeah, I think we're gonna do whatever. So this is the same background color as this. We're gonna do the secondary background, I think. What color is this? Yeah. And maybe we'll make it a little bit thicker. All right. Yeah, good enough is good enough. That's one thing y'all need to learn as a developer is what defines good enough. And custom scroll bar looking like that, like fire, good enough. We can play around with it a little bit more later. So let's go ahead and commit that. Cool. I don't even remember what I was trying to do before I did all that. I think we wanted this to look better, and it does so far. So far, so good. Alright, cool. So we did that. We have our topics page going. All right. Oh, video component. That's what we need to do next. All right, now that we've just got done playing around with that scroll bar. Let's go to our components. All right. All right. So last time what we did was we just injected an iframe for this, which I guess is what we're gonna. So we're gonna play around a little bit with our. We're gonna customize this in a second, but let's go to our category component, and then in here we will have a app-video. We'll decide how we want to style that. All right, so let's see how this looks. I think it's gonna blow out of the. All right. So the next thing we want to do is just do the CSS grid aspect of it. So we have our video container. Oh, we don't have a video container. That's video. So cool. All right, now let's jump back to here and let's play around with these values a little bit. Can we do 100%? And instead of doing that, let's do category. Instead of 1FR, we'll do auto here. And then we'll do height equals 100%. Height equal. Sorry, dude, I'm not right now. I don't like what's going on there. Oh my goodness, this is not what I thought. Get those needles out of here. Uh, Alright, I don't want to use it without an iframe. Let's see here. Ditto. Alright, let's see how that all plays out. If we go and we take this embed here. Tito, what's going on here, buddy? That works. That's not too bad. And then let's, yeah, we're definitely gonna, I think, get rid of this container. We need every bit of space that we can have with this in here. Alright, so let's set on this one here. Let's set a min width. Just 250 pixels. Actually, I think I even want it bigger than that, the 300 pixels. Alright, so let's set the width of this to like 600 px and height to 100%. God, it's still an iframe. Just injecting another thing. There's got to be a way to use the... Alright. So... Oops. So this is working. Oh, I hate that we're so tied to YouTube for this. My old tech lead would tell me that I need to be not so tightly coupled with YouTube, and he'd be right. Shoot, we can also have loaded a playlist. That would have saved me a whole lot of time. Okay, so it looks like... Is there really no other way? Let's see what people say. I just feel weird using iframes, man. Yo, what's going on, Josh? Embed YouTube videos responsibly. So, Tito. Don't do it, Tito. Hey, buddy. Alright, so this isn't a bad idea. What we could do here is we could set a query string. So we're going to get this data back, and we may just have to update what we're embedding and see if you ended up taking a position paid 45K more. Is this your first dev job or a new dev job? $40K, $45K at that point. Does it really matter? Uh, Honestly, I don't want to use the native video player. Objects deprecated. Well, scratch that. Embed is deprecated. Second, nice, good job, man. Yeah, my first one, I went from 62 to 67 for the first 3 months. Then my second job, I went from 67 to 75. Then I got a counter offer about a year in, and I went from 70 to 75 to 105. Now I'm at 115 with much better benefits and bonuses. So, I've had 4 jobs now, which is kind of crazy to think. The last one was my fault, though. They hired me for 3 months and laid off my team. What am I supposed to do with that? All right, so this guy says that our iframe here is really slow. He's probably right. All right. So the Glue API, that's our playlist. We don't care about that. And then this is our... Okay, so this is our request. That's 19 kilobytes? That's not that bad. That guy was making it out like it was the end of the world. It is our... I mean, I don't know what the hell this is. This is some extension I'm using. Did I catch the Max Holloway fight this weekend? No, I didn't, man. I've been grinding a little too hard. I haven't quite had any time yet. That scroll bar though. This is God, it is one of our largest resources. .1 kilobytes. Maybe they made their algorithm better, because like we're getting so. Okay, I actually think we're at a good spot to stop right now, guys. I need to investigate a little bit about the video player and what we want to do. But you can see the general idea of where we're going to inject it and go from there. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching the live stream. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my courses in the description below, which you can get them for just $9.99, like the 100 front-end technical interview question challenge. And you can use the links and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.